Namaskar. What is happening with the contempt of court actions by various governments, whether it is state governments or the center? I'll give you an example. Ram Setu. Ram Setu was declared a national monument by the Supreme Court bench, so there was no question of appealing that. That is final. It's settled now. Now, what was required was for the government of India to declare it as Ram Setu National Monument, so that nobody would dare touch it and it would get the benefits of the national monument. And the trip of Rama to Lanka would have been preserved forever. Unfortunately, the Modi government has not yet acted on it. It was believed that one of the ministers of culture actually put up the file, finished everything, did all the due diligence, and then submitted it at the desk of the Prime Minister for signing, and then he got transferred, and it's still sitting on the desk of the Prime Minister. Does this constitute a contempt of court? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so it would have to be something that would be coming up when, because I'm saying when because they have to answer, when the government's counsel will reply to Dr. Swamy, who has now moved the Supreme Court, saying that the government hasn't acted on its order. Now, this is not the only order on which the government hasn't acted. There are many orders in many states where the states have not acted on a court judgment. So what is the recourse for the common man? I mean, you think that you can go to the court to get justice. Yes, you get justice, but unless the justice is implemented on the ground, you haven't still got justice. So who's going to bell the cat and say if any government is held in contempt, if you don't act on an order within 24 hours. Essentially, it has to be immediate. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. I mean, courts don't work on weekends, so it's a good guess that unless it was like at 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, the government of the day should be able to act on it immediately. Immediately. But how many times do governments do that? I have a case that I've written in PGurus.com about the property of Madurai temple, and that is called in a place called Vandiyur, which is now the prime location in Madurai, and the property is worth 3,000 crores. It was a property that a person did not own, who in turn sold it to somebody else, and that somebody else is squatting on it, and the government has been wishy-washy about this whole thing. And in 1967, the first time the DMK government came to power, it was at that time that there was some tillumulla that was done, meaning like Gotala. And the usurper, the occupier, is still sitting there. It is now 60 plus years. So what I'm trying to say in all this is, you go to court, you get the verdict in your favor, and yet many times the government doesn't act. And if supposing you have somebody who comes, a thug who comes and forcibly occupies your land, you go to court, 10-15 years later you win the case. If the thug still doesn't move, what do you do? So India is not a democracy anymore. It is the power is concentrated in the hands of a few, and the way they did that was being extremely corrupt, so that they have loads of money which they throw around, whether it is to the law or the order or anybody else, and keep everything going in their way. It's really gone too long. 8 years is a long time. Again, Modi government is now issuing ED notices, doing ED raids. Come on now, are you so daft that people are going to keep their records in their homes? All the money, the big money at least, has been transferred out of India. It's sitting in tax havens, and these people take foreign trips wherein they are moving it from one tax haven to another tax haven, creating another layer of obfuscation or opaqueness, so that anybody who's trying to look at all these funding will never be able to figure it out. There are softwares which can do it. A company called Palantir will let you use that software to figure out and give you exactly where XYZ individual has sorted his money. But the BJP nor the Congress, they never were interested in finding out, because many of the people are themselves complicit in this. Anyway, so we have to find a way to this, guys. I'm just telling you the state of the affairs as things stand today. I hope something good happens very fast. Otherwise, India is not going to go anywhere. This Vishwa Guru and all is BS. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.